What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Krusty Christie. Hope everyone's doing good, hanging in there, doing the best that you can. Always remember that. Do the best that you can. Hang in there. Hang in there. In this video, I wanted to check it out and react to it with you. My date didn't want me to try anything, then had a tantrum. I rejected her. The next day I tapped ... Let's get right into it. And I've had something like this happen to me many years ago, and I've heard stories like this. This is how women, the majority, I say like at least 70% of women, falsely accuse men of rape. They say, you know, don't try anything, and they get mad at you when you try something. And the majority of rapes that happen are women who falsely accuse men. Oh, he broke my heart. He broke up with me, so I made it up, the whole rape thing. He started dating my best friend even though I was in love with him, and she knew I was in love with him, so I falsely accused him of rape. Anyways, let's get to it.
And in this video, this guy's writing in about a situation he was in about 30-some years ago. He just started dating this gal. They hadn't hooked up yet. And one evening, she was at his house. It was late, and she was going to spend the night. But she made him aware that nothing was going to happen. Made it clear, don't get your hopes up, we're not sleeping together, that type of thing. Something that a lot of women say to guys, and maybe some of you have been in that situation. I have too. When of course they actually don't mean it. But our guy, and again this was decades ago, was smart. He didn't pursue it. He didn't push it.
Fiber is one of my secret weapons to make my brand grow. I've been using fiber for over 5 years now.
Well, guess what? The next day, she's mad at him. Mad because he didn't make a move on her, even though she said, nothing's going to happen. Don't expect anything, blah, blah, blah. And I thought it'd be a very big one to go over here, guys, to make the point how, even though many of you are aware that in situations like that, when a gal may say that, nothing's going to happen, don't expect anything, blah, 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 the whole no means yes thing, better protect yourself given the state of the world and just take it as a no and let her get annoyed with you the next day or something like that. Because it's not worth it. Because you could have a gal, say you have 50 different women, and 49 of them say no, and no means yes, they actually want you to put the moves on them, and you go ahead. Well, all it takes is that one who says no, and no actually means no, and you put the moves on, and then guess what? You're arrested. You don't need that. And this guy does this. And again, let's quick address something here. This is, I know I'm talking a lot, but we're here to learn things, and I got to make this point. Why do women do that? Why do they say no when they mean yes in terms of hooking up? Well, there are 3 reasons, in my opinion.
They like
number 1,
drama.
Drama. They all love drama. No freaking surprise there. 2, they want to be able to blame it on the guy, in the sense that back in the day, not every gal wanted to come off as an SLUT. Seems nowadays it's a badge of honor, but back then when I was younger, they wanted it to be the guy's fault for the hooking up thing. You know, they didn't want to hook up with you, but at least when you make the move, then I just had to do it. And 3, because let's be honest here, they want to test you. If they say no and look all serious, don't expect anything to happen.
Do you want?
And the guy puts the move on her. It shows that he's not intimidated by her. It's ridiculous, but it is what it is.
To you single guys out there, do you have stress? Do you have anxiety? Panic disorder? Do you want this in your life? Because 80% of women, 80% of females in America, it's probably like all around the world, but I'm just talking about America. They're like this. They're like this. They love drama. They love the chase. They love when two guys fight over her. But number one, drama. Do you want that stress? Just stay single. Hang out with your friends. You can still go out and hook up with some chick. But it's not worth it anymore. It's just,
I've had situations like this. I can remember back in the day a few times the girls I liked, and I could tell she liked me, and have told me, I'm not sleeping with you. Don't expect anything to happen. Well, what do you think happened later on that night? Or at least the next date? Or maybe you guys have had experiences when gals tell you you're in the middle of getting freaky, and she informs you that she never does this, or hardly ever happens, even though she's darn good at what she's doing, and you're thinking, what a load of crap. Again, they don't want to come off as an SLUT.
oh, that's another perfect sign of a girl you should never date, is if she sleeps with you on the first date, and if she's really, really good. As if it's not her first time riding a bicycle. You know, if you know what I mean. If she's really, really good, she's got a high body count. If she sleeps with you, you take her home from a bar or a club and she sleeps with you on the first night, this ain't her first rodeo. This ain't her first rodeo. She probably has a body count as old as she is. She's probably like, say she's 23, she probably has like a body count of 25 to 30. It's not someone you want to date. They'll cheat on you.
I one time had a guy, I was 21 years old, and a gal I was friends with and worked with, and I tell you don't hook up with gals you work with, and I know why. And it was the first time we were having fun. And I kid you not, she was taking care of business down south for me, and a couple minutes into it, she pops her head up and tells me, just so you know, I never do this. And I'm thinking to myself, number one, get the fuck out of here, you're too good at this. And two, you're telling me this now?
What did... say it afterwards. Why say it or...
See? They don't want to come off as an SLUT. But guess what? That girl was really freaking good at it. You know, to the point that I thought I was going to blast her head into the next room. She was that good at it. Really. I mean, why do you do that? Well, you heard the reasons why. But you got to be careful, guys. And this guy did this regardless of them getting angry with you. You got to protect yourself. And they say no, or it's not going to happen. Take it seriously. It's not worth it. And there are a lot of so-called dating coaches out there that will be against that and say, no, you got to get past her bluffing and all that. It's not worth it, knowing what you all know. So I've been rambling for 4 minutes, but this is an important subject. You got to protect yourself, guys.
It's all true, though.
Okay. He says, Dear SSM, I'm the guy that has sent you several stories about my divorce and various women I've dated before and after this event, and before I met my beautiful bride of 17 years. I just thought I would share another story with you about the former carny I used to date in the early 90s that you discussed that tried to put me in the friend zone after dumping me for my former roommate. Yeah, I did a video back in the day. If you don't remember, her name was Christy in the story. We had been dating for a couple weeks, and we were spending an evening relaxing and watching some TV that I had recorded on my VCR. Holy crap, VCR, dude.
Memories.
He says this was back before streaming services and DVR, when if you didn't want to miss a TV show, you actually had to set up your VCR to record it. The joys of growing up in the 80s. I remember. Anyway, as we finished watching the show, we realized that it was now 2 o'clock in the morning. I had a court appearance scheduled for the next morning at 9 o'clock for a minor traffic ticket, and I didn't like the idea of having to drive her back to her place. Well, 2 o'clock in the morning, I can understand. You gotta be at court at 9 a.m. Come on, dude. She said that was fine and suggested just sleeping at my place. Oh, she did she? At this stage of the game, we had not consummated our relationship. I agreed and said I would sleep on the floor in my room because we had only been dating a couple weeks. Smack! No, she can sleep on the couch or the floor. You're not gonna sleep in your own freaking bed, dude. Well, we set up my...
I disagree with him on this part. He was being a gentleman. I would have done the same thing. Actually, I have with like girls who were friends and they stayed over and nothing happened. Yeah. Where I would sleep on the couch and let her sleep in my room, or I would sleep on the floor and let her sleep in my bed, you know. I did that with at least three different girls. So that smack, usually I agree, take that smack away. Or I didn't smack, so.
It says here, we set up my bed, and she got in my bed, while I grabbed a blanket and settled on the floor. A few minutes later, she said, you know, you can sleep in the bed too. Just promise you won't try anything. I agreed because the bed would be more comfortable. That was her bluff. I'll read that again. A few minutes later, she said, you know, you can sleep in the bed too. Just promise you won't try anything. Now, I don't know how she said this. I don't know if her face was dead serious. I don't know if she said it with a little slutty smile. But I'm going to guess that she probably said it with a dead serious face. You heard it right there. Now, we know darn well what I said. No meant yes. She wanted him to make a move. And obviously inviting him into the bed with her blah blah blah. But, guys, this can mean jail time, amongst many of the things to your reputation if you took it the wrong way.
We live in a society where men don't have any control over allegations. It's all in the women's. They have all the power. They can say, oh, he raped me, he punched me, he, did this, he did that. And the courts, police officers, 90% of the time, take the woman's side. So it's like, and it's worse than it was. It's gotten worse. So for any women that say, oh, we've got it worse than men, yeah, how about being falsely accused of rape or abuse? F you women. Any women that think they've got it worse than men, just shut up. Shut up. I'm not asking, I'm telling you to. What are you going to do about it? Nothing. Shut up.
the ridiculous part. We got into bed, and I promptly fell asleep. The next morning I woke up and went into the bathroom to start getting ready. Coming out a few minutes later, cleaned up, shaved, and in my suit. She was sitting on the edge of the bed looking at me like I'd done something wrong. And when I asked her what was wrong, she said, "Why didn't you try anything?" Clearly annoyed with me. There you go. No meant yes. Now, did she actually say no according to him? Like, no. No. What she did was, what were the fucking words? She said, just promise you won't try anything. In other words, her way of saying no.
Nothing's
well, she
gonna
wanted
happen.
Him to. Why? Well, obviously she liked this guy. I mean, they're going to sleep in the same bed together. But she didn't want to come off like an SLUT. That she liked him so much. She said that to test him. Because that's what they do. But is it worth it? Well, we know darn well now it's not worth it. And now she's annoyed with him. Drama, drama, drama. I remember just kind of looking at her for a moment and saying, "You told me not to try anything, and I promised I wouldn't. It's really not that complicated." Well, that's when we get into an argument in which she accused me of not finding her attractive and asking if I was really gay, etc. Ouch. That is a strike below the belt. Of course,
I think I've told this story, but one time, my very first apartment, I had a female friend who lived downstairs, and I let her into my place. You know, we were cool. We were really cool, and I let her into my place. She had 3 other friends come over, and they were talking. I left, I think, to go to fast food or something, and I came back, and I knew all 4 girls, and I hadn't tried to sleep with any of them. And when I got back, they were saying, "Ryan, we were talking, and you haven't tried anything with us. Are you gay?" And I remember just like, are you effing kidding me? Just because I haven't tried to sleep with any of you or get some oral sex from any of you, you think I'm effing gay? I walked out. I don't know. I could trust him in my apartment. I was pissed. It's like, are you gay? Just because I was being, nice. They were all attractive too, and
you found her attractive. Of course you're into women, but you damaged her ego. Now, would it have been simpler for her to not say that, to express that she liked you, to plant one on you, to make a move? Nope. Drama, drama, drama. But also, she didn't want to come up as an SLUT, and she wanted to test you. That's what they do. But what if he was wrong? And now she's starting drama, calling him potentially gay.
If you want to drop your auto insurance rate, then don't skip this video. Take a look. I've removed my personal info guide.
Shut up.
I told her that failure to communicate on her part is what the problem was, and I wasn't going to jeopardize myself legally like that. Well, shit, you're already on your way to court for fucking ticket. You don't need more drama with the cops. Besides, if I want to be an honorable man, I need to make sure to keep my promises. I finally ended the argument with me saying, "I'll take you home, and then I have to go to the courthouse." Good for you. End her little drama fest and take her ass home. Let her think about it. Well, guys, do you think that's the end of the story? Do you think they're done? He says, I have to say that this was an eye-opening experience for me. Something that I realize is endemic in female nature, and something that we are helpless to do anything about if we want to interact with them. If I had done something, she could have accused me of a number of negative acts. If I had not tried something, I was accused of not being a real man. In the end, I made the correct choice for my own legal well-being. Yes, dude, in my opinion, in the opinion of many guys listening to this, you made the right choice. Even though, obviously, it's on you to make a move. The classic no means yes shit. Well, you know what? You got to take no meaning no to protect your ass. In the big grand scheme of things, you got to protect yourself. But yes, they test, they bluff. That's what they do. Well, on the plus side, we got together the following night. Shocker. And it ended with me trying something quite successfully with her. Alright, speculate, guys. What could he be? Dude, you're leaving us hanging like that? I'm going to speculate you got some caboose action, which probably she wanted with all the drama she was pulling. I'm not sure what lessons you can take from this little story, but I thought I would share and let you share your wisdom. Hoping you have a wonderful year. Well, bro, there's something for every story, guys.
I'll end it there. We're at 21 minutes. There's so many guys who listen to a girl, a woman, on a day when she says don't try anything, but they end up like this girl, you know, she really wanted him to try something, even though she said she didn't. But there's guys that have done the opposite of what this guy did and just went to sleep, tried something, had sex with the girl, and then girls falsely accuse men of rape. The majority of women that say they were raped are liars. The ones who I believe are the little kids, and it's sickening. Like 8-year-olds, 10-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds who were molested, raped. I believe them. You have girls who have, you know, females who have come out over the years, you know, no means no. No means no. No, it doesn't. You say no, but you actually mean yes. Not all of you, but the majority. It's like no means no. No means no. If it was really like that, perfect. Stand up for what you believe, what you want. No means no. But instead, it's like no means I actually want you to try something. No means, well, if I get turned on by you during the day, then it means yes. I always preach stay single. It's not worth it. Especially because women are just whores and have so much debt. Women own 80% of the debt in America and make less money than men. But forget about dating. Just meeting some girl at a bar, at a club, a restaurant, wherever. Taking her back to your place or going to her place. Don't try anything. I don't want to do anything. And then when you are being a gentleman, there's girls who have accused men of rape when they don't do something. That falsely accuse men of rape when they don't do something. They get so angry because they take a hit to their ego and they think it's the guy saying, oh, she's not worth it. She's not worth having sex with. And this is true because females have come forward accusing men of rape and saying, oh, I made it up because he didn't have sex with me. I said no, but when he didn't try anything, I got mad and thought he didn't think I was attractive. And it's just like, you women, you're sick. Not all of you, but like 70 to 80% of you, you're sick. You're messed up in the head. You love drama. It's not worth getting in a relationship. It's not worth it. And I love hearing less and less men are dating. And hearing more and more women with these TikTok rants. Why aren't men dating? Where are all the men at? Why aren't they dating us? It just makes me so happy and so proud. Not taking your bullshit anymore. We're doing this for, not my dad, but doing it for our fathers, our grandfathers, who had to deal with all your bullshit, your ancestors' bullshit. And it's only got worse. It's only getting worse. Women are becoming more and more undateable, which is why less and less men are dating, getting in relationships. Use them, then lose them. And don't say to yourself, well, that's just mean. No, it's not mean. Women have been using men for years, decades, and they're still doing it. Anyways, I'm going to end the video. I truly hope everyone's hanging in there. I'm going to be getting some new glasses next week or the week after. I haven't got a prescription. I have the prescription, got my eyes checked. For the first time in 10 years, I really need an upgrade. Hopefully I can see better. Anyways, like I always end videos with, and I mean it from the heart. Take care. Be safe. Peace.